Welcome, Jeff Manzella here with 30,000 Foot Wealth Management. Today we're talking about how to make your 401k run easier. Listen, this is a benefit that you're giving to your employees. You don't want it to be a big headache for you. You want it to be easily run. So we're going to give you some tips and tricks to make sure it's run easy. So the 401k plan can have many different components. There's many things in there, but what happens is you get to choose these different components. It's not going to hurt your employees if you take away a few of these things. You set the guidelines to make sure it's a good benefit for both you and your employees. First is entry point. You want to allow them only in twice a year. In our plan, we allow people in January and July. So what does that do? It allows HR to only worry about twice a year do we have to worry about new employees. So entry point 2 times per year. Contributions. We all know that employee who says, oh, December's coming. I got to buy Christmas gifts. I'm going to lower my contribution rate so I have extra money. No, don't allow them to do that. Here's what you want to do is you want to say you can make contribution changes 4 times a year, every quarter, at the beginning of the quarter. So what does that do? It allows your payroll team not to have to worry about, oh, wait a minute, were they doing 10% or 5% and all these different changes? It's such a time-consuming thing, so you want to make sure they only are allowed to change at the beginning of the quarter 4 times a year. Now, one stipulation here is that you have to allow them to say that I want to cancel my contribution at any time in the year. But if they cancel it, say October 10th, then they cannot get in until January 1st at the beginning of the quarter again. So they can stop it, but they can only change it 4 times a year. Next is loans. Listen, loans are a big headache because there's a lot of liability in loans. You have to make sure your payroll provider is taking out enough every paycheck and that they're liable. So what we say is don't allow the loans. It's not hurting anyone. If someone absolutely needs a loan, then unfortunately they are not going to be able to get it, but that's okay. Hardship loans or hardship withdrawals are still allowed, but a loan, somebody needs $2,000 for their Christmas gifts or for their kids' graduation. No, don't allow it because it's such a headache to put that into your payroll system. Next is what we call a 338. This is to get you away from trying to understand what the investments really are. So this is hiring a third party to do the investments for you. They automatically change the investments. So you have your investment lineup, and if this Fidelity fund or this Vanguard fund isn't doing what it's supposed to be doing, then they're automatically going to switch it out, and they give you a report of what they switched out. You're still liable for understanding what it is, but they're now a fiduciary, and they give you reports. You just have to watch them about what they're doing. Lastly is a 316. So this means a little bit different for each provider, but what the 316 does is making sure that the administrative portion of it, whether the documents or somebody qualifying for a hardship loan, you're outsourcing that. So in reality, with these 5 tools or these tips and tricks, you can really make your life a lot easier, and this is what we recommend.